Back. Well, I'm sure like everybody, especially after the last year, one of the most important things to try and do is to get some kind of side hustle, to get some more income in. If you can do it, it's a good way to get some extra income on the side. I'm sure you know people who do it. The entrepreneur Nic Haralambous started a project called the Slow Fund. It's to help people start a side hustle. He joins us now. Nic, good afternoon to you. How does this work? I mean, this is something you do all the time. You try and get businesses going. How's this initiative going to work?
So, Stephen, this initiative was launched off the back of my book that's coming out in about 2 weeks called How to Start a Side Hustle. That book deals with the theory. And one of the big issues that a lot of people tell me and complain about is they don't have money to start their side hustle. So in the lieu of this pandemic that we find ourselves in, I was going to launch the Slow Fund in 2022, and I decided to move it forward and partner it up with the book. So the way it works is you go to slowhustle.org, and you enter your side hustle idea. And from the 15th of February, every single day, I'm giving away 1,000 Rand plus a 30-minute coaching call with me to help launch as many side hustles that can become small businesses as we possibly can.
I mean, when you talk about a side hustle, I mean, give us some examples. I mean, are you talking about someone who, you know, maybe is a TV presenter by day and maybe in the evening cuts hair?
Yeah, I think it's an important distinction. We're not talking about a startup that's going to go and raise a ton of money and take up 20 hours of your day. A side hustle for me is a little business on the side or something you do on the side that adds to your existing income stream. It's not something that should make you stressed and panicked. It shouldn't give you anxiety. It should help you slowly and patiently increase the amount of money you can save, or you can contribute to your kids' school funds, or whatever it is you're trying to save money for.
So in other words, it's something that if it had to stop tomorrow, you're not going to lose a huge amount of sleep over it. In some ways, I mean, would it be right to say it's a good to have, it's a nice to have rather than an absolute essential?
Yeah, if you'd asked me that question 12 months ago, I would have said yes. But right now, I think it's more of a must-have for most people. If 2020 has taught me anything, it's that nothing is safe. No job, no company, no career, no income. So it's good for everybody to start thinking about diversifying their income streams. And a side hustle is a great way to do that.
Is it really possible to do it? I mean, for some people, you have a long day already. It's a struggle just to get through the day. That's why people drink Coca-Cola at lunchtime. I mean, do we have time for a side hustle?
Yeah, I like to tell my coaching students and clients that you don't have a time problem, you have a priority problem. If you've got time for Netflix, if you've got time to watch the rugby, if you've got time to do all the things that you fit in your day, you have time for a side hustle. You just haven't prioritized your side hustle at the very top of your priority list. So yes, it is absolutely something you can do. But one of the key things to remember is your expectations are important. If you expect to take 1,000 Rand from the Slow Fund and invest it and become a millionaire next week, you're going to fail. The pressure will destroy you. You should be looking at a side hustle at a 2 or 3 year thing where you can turn 1,000 Rand investment into a 5,000 Rand a month side hustle, and then you're golden, stress-free, low anxiety, and income that's consistent.
A lot of people, I suppose, I mean, the first thing they'll look at is there something you're interested in? I mean, if you like cycling and you know a bit about it, you know, maybe you're fixing bikes on the side of the road somewhere, not on the side of the road, on a bike track somewhere. I mean, it helps if it's something you're interested in or some kind of community you're involved with already, right?
Absolutely. I like to tell people not to pivot away from the things that they're good at. If you are an accountant, then use those skills and diversify them into an online industry or do something you're good at already. If you're going to try and learn a new skill and then try and learn how to make money from it, you're looking at a 12 to 2 year turnaround. Side hustles should be something that you're passionate about, but not necessarily a passion of yours. If you want to do a passion that's a hobby, it doesn't make money, you should do things that you're good at. And off the top of my head, I like to ask people, can you speak multiple languages? Are you really well organized? Can you play an instrument? You can teach people to do those things. And that's an easy way to make money on the side.
Oh, I could do with some teaching about organization. So you've got people who've come through with ideas. I mean, I don't want you to give away any secrets, but you must have had some good ones.
Yeah, so look, I've been blown away. We've actually had 4,500 side hustles entered in just 3.5 days. That is enough for me to fund one side hustle for the next 12.5 years. So we've had some cracking ideas, really, really great things that I'm hoping we were going to get. Something like a home baker who needs an extra mixer. Brilliant. You can use 1,000 Rand to buy a mixer to increase your output, to increase your revenue. That sort of thing is exactly what we're looking for with the Slow Fund. Small enough to make a difference and then grow into something meaty.
So you have people who've lined up to do this. You get a 30-minute coaching call as well. That's part of the game. What kind of questions are you being asked there? I mean, I would imagine that some of the issues, the same issues, sort of come up again and again.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the main issues are, how do I overcome my fear of failure? Where do I find my first customers? How do I use my money effectively? And these are all very usual, standard, and acceptable questions. And, the truth is it's different for every business. But the one thing that I will tell everybody is you definitely have enough time. You definitely have enough money. What you don't have is enough consistency. The key to building a good side hustle is to do it consistently. If you set aside 1 hour a week, just do it every single hour that you've set aside for every week you can do it. Consistency is key.
I mean, it's fascinating. I mean, just as a great example is the person who can bake, right? Which I've got to tell you is not a side hustle I'm ever going to make any money in. I'm going to take your R1,000 and lose it all. But in the old days, and by the old days I mean 2019, you could probably have put up a poster at your local supermarket. Buy Stephen's cupcakes. Now, with the way that WhatsApp works, the way that Google Business works, you can reach a large number of people who you would never have been able to reach before.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is one of the key things that my Slow Hustle community is trying to grow, right? If you go to slowhustle.org, we're telling you that the world is now your addressable market. If you are on social media and you're still posting pictures of your breakfast and your cool clothes and your kids, you are doing it wrong. The social media is supposed to be used for people that you can sell to, things you can talk about your area of authority. If you're not selling on social, you are being sold to. So there is no need to go and put up posters and flyers and print things. Use word of mouth, use your network that's immediate, and grow your business organically and slowly.
I'm reminded, Nic, it's an American political joke. An American president will say, I created 5 million jobs, and someone else will say, well, yeah, but I do 4 of them. And the point I'm making is that, more and more in life, and we've all experienced this in different ways, you do more than one thing. I mean, a side hustle is a part of that shift in how the world works.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, there are people who will say that that's a negative thing and it just shows that single jobs can't afford the rate of inflation. But the truth is the world has changed. We have an addressable market. We have skills that we can outsource to anywhere in the world. And you're either part of that new shift or you're fighting against it. And I'm trying to get people to look at their skills. I call it your pros list, all the things you're able to do, and see which of them you can turn into some quick money or some good money using your side hustle and my side hustle theory through the book.
And I mean, some countries have currencies that are worth a little bit more than ours. I mean, you can do some stuff. I mean, you couldn't have done this 5 years ago. You can do this, you do something for someone in Switzerland, you're going to make real money.
Absolutely right. There is no need to only look at your own country, and this applies to any country anywhere in the world. If you've got a skill that you can sell online, you should be looking to sell it globally and not just in South Africa. There's a bigger addressable market, there's more disposable income, and there's more opportunity. But if you're scared of that, sure, stick in South Africa, cut your teeth, and then slowly expand. There is no rush on this. The better you do it, the slower you do it, the more consistent it will be.
Nic Haralambous, good to chat again. Thanks very much indeed, the entrepreneur. The project's called the Slow Fund. I'm sure you can find it online if he's got any of the money left, that is, because it does seem to be moving very quickly. Nic, thanks a lot.